Hello, everybody. I'm Ricky Smith, and this is Faith on Friday Presents. At Faith on Friday Presents, we're all about highlighting inspiring people, engaging topics, and small businesses. And don't forget, while you're here, make sure to like, subscribe, and share our content with your network and follow us on Facebook and make sure to connect with us on Instagram as well. All right, business owners, today is just about you. So, business owning is a dream of a lot of people, but what does it take? It's more than just having a building, having capital, and a great idea. There's also an issue of mindset. Sometimes we have that great idea and everything we need, but we defeat ourselves in our minds. So, how then do we put those two things together to be a success? Well, today I'm going to introduce you to somebody who's going to tell us all about it. Everybody, please say hello to Dr. Heather Tucker. Hey, Dr. Heather,
Hello,
how are you?
everyone. Hi, Ricky. I'm doing well. Thanks so much for having me. Hello, everyone out there.
Thank you for joining us because this is a huge topic. You hear about this all the time. Everybody wants to start a business, everybody wants to fire their boss, everybody wants to have that free time, and everybody has a pretty decent idea. But not everybody has the mindset. So, Dr. Heather, first of all, tell us a little bit about you, where you are, and what it is that you do.
Oh, thank you so much. It really is the mindset that makes or breaks us success. I am Dr. Heather Tucker, and I work with entrepreneurs who want to achieve success in business and life harmony because it really is two sides of the same coin. We never want to get so busy making a living that we forget to make a life. And it is possible to work smarter, not harder, stress less, and strengthen our relationships so that we can lead with much more energy, ease, and momentum. And I'm the founder of a company called Another Level Living Incorporated, and we show entrepreneurs how to improve their energy, their mindset, their emotional intelligence, and their action plan to bring more customers and clients into their business, charge what they deserve, and create more money, time, and emotional freedom so that they can be more present with their loved ones. And I'm in
Holy
Virginia.
cow. And go ahead. What else were you going to say?
No, I was gonna say I'm in Virginia. I'm in Virginia. On the personal side, because it all blends. I'm
Mhm.
married to an amazing Purple Heart Marine Corps veteran, and then we also have three beautiful children who are growing up like weeds each day. So it's about that
Mhm.
lasting legacy and creating that solid foundation in the business for everything to
Yeah.
stand on.
My gosh, there was so much in there to unpack. I don't even know where to start, but it's my job, so I have to start somewhere. You mentioned so many things that we hear, stress less, work life harmony, getting a balance, having the emotional freedom. Oh my gosh. And all this can be achieved while still owning and running your business. Okay, so Dr. Heather, where did you get started in this? What brought you on this journey to where you are right now?
Oh my gosh, that's such a great question. So my background, for those of you who may not know, are is in IT, in technology, information technology, and specifically, I studied human-computer interaction, how computers
Mm.
interact with us, and how we interact with computers. And what I noticed, though, as I was really successful in that stage of my life and teaching it and researching, is that there's a big disconnect and with human interaction, right?
Mm,
And that is the piece. Like, so yes, human computer interaction, being able to market our services and being able
right.
to sell and distribute online. But the human interaction is something that's
Yeah.
been so disconnected. And it's my mission to be able to bring that back. And it all starts
Mm,
with understanding what's going on with us and then being able to understand what's going on with the them. So the human
right.
interaction on one part is you, and on the other part is them. So when we strengthen that, then success and everything that we want is a natural byproduct of it.
Oh gosh. Again, I'm just shook by everything that you're saying right now because a lot of us that are entrepreneurs, we struggle with that work-life balance, and you called it harmony, and I really like that because there really is no such thing as a balance of a thing. It's either this or that, but it's the harmony. How do you bring those two things together? You said also that the human to human interaction, it's what's lacking. And we know this to be true. There are statistics now that say though we are the most connected in any time in history, we are the most lonely. And it is because we're missing that human to human connection. So where is the disconnect, Dr. Heather? Where are we disconnected at?
Oh my gosh, that's so great. It is the biggest part where we're disconnected is actually even within us. So with everything that's happened where we're connected, yes, via technology, we're so disconnected from the human essence of it. And that's one of the things that I had learned when I was working or doing that work was like, wow, there's no if like what is the depth of the connection that we have? So what causes that are can be a lot of things. It could be things that happen externally. It could things be
Mm.
things that also happen internally. We cannot control the things that are happening even with the them and the other people, but we can control how we respond. And that's where
Woo.
our greatest power is in our response.
Hmm.
So when everything is going crazy, like does it trigger us to go crazy too? Or does it trigger us to be like curious? Oh, this is
Hmm.
interesting. How do I best respond to this for the greatest benefit of everyone? Not just me,
Hmm.
but also them. Right?
Hmm.
It really is I just did a really great video right before this call talking about there's sometimes an inward mindset where it's all about us, right? Like what's going on with
Yeah.
me. Then there's also this outward mindset where it's like, okay, how to be able to be there for other people and see the challenges and
Right.
the unique value in other people. And I like to call it a oneness mindset because it's basically when
Yes.
both the inward mindset and the outer mindset work simultaneously without
Hmm.
conflict. So
Right.
basically, you can be able to be your fullest light and be able to hold the space for someone. And it's
Hmm.
like in a bigger way because you see
Right.
both of these sides, not only for them, but also for you. And
Man.
so what I have for you, I wanted to share with you today was an
Hmm.
acronym for the word
Hmm.
mind because our
Okay.
mind is the central processing unit of our whole body. How we go
Hmm.
is how everything goes. It is the
Right.
extension of even our business, and what we believe creates our reality. So if
Woo.
there's things like I'm not good enough or who am I to do this,
Hmm.
all of that will trickle into all the efforts. But when
That's
you
true.
change that to I'm great enough, I'm amazing enough, I have this amazing treasure to be able to share with people and own that uniqueness, then
Yeah.
you can be able to talk with anyone, anytime, anywhere with true unconditional agape love and be the fruits of the spirit.
Mm, agape love and the fruits of the spirit. Okay, y'all know where that comes from, unless you don't know where that comes from. Before you get into that acronym, Dr. Heather, I wanted to ask you, how does all of that go into owning and being successful in your business? Is it that same thing? Once I believe that I'm fabulous, amazing, and a rock star, then my business can thrive because I'm not working from a place of lack or working from a place of insecurity. Is that how that would work?
Oh, that's so great. I'm so glad you asked that question. Okay. So let's talk from the business perspective. Usually
Mhm,
when I'm talking with entrepreneurs, I hear them say, I got to market so I can sell. But before
mm,
the marketing and the selling, there's the branding, that who you are, how you serve, what's your mission, what's your vision, like that knowing all about your services. But
mhm,
before even the branding, there's all of you. So if there's anything
yeah,
going on within you, it will trickle into the whole process. This is
right.
why it's so essential to break free from those root causes. Like you
Mm,
think about it from I love to talk about cash, right? I love to talk about cash. So have you heard of, if you haven't heard of Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant,
mhm,
this is actually what's going to help. It's basically four quadrants. And the first one is that when we're working for someone else, we're an employee and
mhm,
there's perceptions about time and money. But when we shift over, and people too, it was like we're selling our time and someone else is
right.
paying us. When we
Mhm,
shift to self-employed, it's like the time is still making the money, but then
mhm.
it's all on us. So that requires a shift in mindset, a shift in operating. And then
That's
when we
true.
go to where we're hiring other people, the business owner, where the money makes the money or people make the money, that
Mhm,
also requires a different mindset. So we talk about lean in, let go, and leap forward. Because if there's anything, even so, let me just let you know the unconscious mind, which is like
mm,
90% of your brain, keeps track of every single thing that you've experienced in your entire life, like a beautiful filing
wow.
cabinet. right? So if there's anything that has happened, like here's where we are, here's where we want to go. And if there's
Hmm.
stuff that's happened back then, it like creates this weight as we're trying to move forward. It creates a
Right.
resistance. So this
Hmm.
is why a lot of times we may not even be aware. The other
Hmm.
part to this, based on your question,
Hmm.
is the question of how do we get results? We get results based on our emotion, our actions, and our
Right.
actions are based on our emotions, and
Hmm.
our emotions are based on our thoughts, and our thoughts are based on our programming, right? And then
Our
even bigger picture,
programming. I
our
love that.
programming, right? So if you've had like, oh my gosh, a chaotic childhood, or you
Hmm.
wanted you had someone in your life you wanted to strangle, right? All of that energy can still be there because
Right.
even before the programming is the energy from
Hmm.
other people, the energy from places, situations, environments, they all trickle in. And it's like we can live with a lot of regret, shoulda, woulda,
Right.
couldas from the past. Like that's one of the things about entrepreneurship is like upward hill, something happens, downward spiral, upward hill, downward spiral.
Yeah.
But what happens is that we can also live with anxiety of the future, and it's hard for us to be
Hmm.
totally in the present.
Yes,
And that's
that
where the
is so
power.
true. That is so true. When you're talking about, upward mobility, downward spiral, in my mind, it for me, it looks like, yay, hilltop, boo, existential crisis. We're all gonna die, flaming out. Now, ooh, look, we're going up again. So I guess we all have that. I don't want to let this go, but tell us what the acronym MIND stands for.
Okay. Okay. So the first one, the M, it stands for mindset matters. So it goes
Okay.
most people are cognizant of their behaviors and other people's behaviors, their attitudes, their perceptions, but we're not fully aware, conscious of where those patterns came from. Right. And like,
Right.
what are the
Whew.
root causes? What are the things? So
Yeah.
when we're able to see those patterns, of seeing what's happening behind the scenes,
Mm-hmm.
then we can be able to not only shift ourselves, but also guide the facilitation of shifting other people to recognizing those patterns, plucking it up from the root cause. I mean, because
Mm-hmm.
even the mind has track of generational and
Sure.
ancestral, stuff that's happened. So sometimes
Yeah.
all of that has to be let go because we're in a totally different world. We're in a totally
Completely.
different mindset. So that part about your beliefs create your reality is so true. And we may not
Mm-hmm.
even be conscious of what those beliefs are.
Yeah.
But when is
Wow.
entrepreneurship, our business, your business,
Mm-hmm.
is an extension of all that you are.
That's
How you
good.
go is how the business goes. So when
Mm-hmm.
you have that instead of the hills and valleys, the total exponential acceleration,
Yeah.
then you can be able to stand firm and be that solid rooted tree and hold the
Mm-hmm.
space bigger for not only yourself, but also for all those in your world and
Hmm.
that you serve.
Yeah. Creating shade. And then the next one?
Okay, the next one, the I. The I
Okay.
stands for, and I'm not really a fan of the word game, but I love it though. So the inner game
Inner
wins the
game.
outer game,
I like
right?
it.
So
Wait,
what's
stop
going,
right there. Stop. I'm
okay.
sorry. The inner game wins the outer game. Y'all have got to get that because that right there is everything. Go ahead, Dr. Heather. I'm sorry.
Oh no, that was so good. It's so good and so true. Because what happens is the everything that you see externally or that you experience has some kind of reflection of what's going on. There's no magic unicorns. It's just the way that
Mm,
the laws of God work, the laws of the universe work. And
yeah.
that is something that's so huge. So if there's a difficulty or a challenge, turn
Mhm.
inside to wonder. Like this is one of the biggest things
Wow.
going on. Where have I experienced this situation
Mm-hmm.
before? What
Mm-hmm.
is it that needs to be resolved for me to see this in a different light?
So good. So
You know?
good. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm excited. I'm on the edge of my seat and taking notes. So what's the
Okay,
next
cool.
letter? I'm like, oh
Okay,
my
the
gosh.
next letter. Oh, there's one more thing I want to say about the inner game, real quick, real
Okay.
quick.
Sure.
Okay, so when it comes to the inner game, it's that conflict. It's not necessarily it's total soul, mind, body alignment. right?
Mhm.
Heart alignment. You know, people will say, my head says one thing, my heart says another. It's only
Mhm.
these two options, right? It's only this way or that way. All of
Mhm.
that creates this fixed mindset
Mhm.
when really we're called for a growth mindset, right? Being able to, you know, like we're in a new season right now, it's winter time, right? So
Yeah.
outwardly it seems like things are wasting away, but
Mhm.
inwardly within the trees and everything is being renewed day by day. So when
Yeah,
spring comes, you have this beautiful flourish.
that's true.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
Okay.
out of control. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay. N stands for never stop rising. Never stop
Never
rising. I
stop
say
rising.
this because a lot of times we think, especially for those of us who are super smart, right? I used to be
Mm.
so smart on the mental side, like I could think and do calculations, emotional side, I
Mhm.
don't know what's going on. But the part about never stop rising,
Mhm.
we think that a lot of times people think that we have all the answers
Right.
and that is
Mm.
all like we know everything. Like I don't know if you
Mhm.
know people in your world that think they know everything. And one of the
Hmm.
biggest
Do I know anybody like that? I don't know. I'll have to check that out.
think about it. Okay, cool. Well, and it's interesting because a lot of times even when our mindset is fixed, like this is just the way that it is,
Right.
that process that actually can limit our ability to see the opportunities that come to
Yeah.
like I think about there's a story about a man drowning, right? And
Mhm.
then a boat comes along and he's like, no, I'm waiting on God. And then
Yeah.
the boat passes away. And then a helicopter comes. He's like, no, I'm waiting on God. And
Yeah.
then he drowns and dies and goes to heaven. And it's like, God, why didn't you help me? And he's like, I sent you a boat and a helicopter. But
Right.
he was so in the zone, he couldn't see that
Yeah.
this was the blessing. So
Wow.
sometimes when we're so busy, even in the mind, and there's this
Hmm.
overthinking, we miss the very blessing that are called to be ours.
That's good. Oh my gosh, that is so good. And how many times are we in do mode? Especially when it comes to our business, even our professional lives, our personal lives, we are in do mode that we're missing opportunities. I like what you said because we think there's only these two options. We're not looking at the possibility of something else. Wow. Never stop rising.
Exactly.
I like that.
Never
Mm.
stop rising. So yeah, I went from the mindset like, okay, I know everything. I know everything about this one thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
then switching from the mindset, oh my gosh, I know nothing. Like, okay, what can I learn from this person? It's like going back to
Yeah.
that inward and outward mindset and
Mm-hmm.
recognizing how to bring them to harmony so you can be both
So good.
and
So
not
good.
one or the other.
Mm.
Okay, are
The
you ready
D?
for the
Whew,
D?
I'm scared, but go ahead. I'm ready. I'm ready.
The D stands for distractions destroy progress. Distractions
Okay, I'm sorry.
destroy progress.
Wait, you're gonna have to say that again for the folks in the back. What is that now?
Distractions destroy progress. Okay. So
Ooh,
this was a huge one because what we resist persists. And the very things that you might be resistant to are the things that are going to bring you the biggest and fastest
yeah.
fruit. Right. And so
Oh
our
my.
mind, this is why it's so important to understand about how the mind, because the mind will create a squirrel, a
Mm-hmm.
distraction, or
Mm-hmm.
something that prevents us from staying focused. And then the next
Mm-hmm.
thing you know, time passes, right?
Yeah.
Or even people pass, because a
Mhm.
lot of times there's what that resistance, it prevents us from actually being able to step into our full light, our full
Yeah.
power, and our full shine to be able to help and be of service to other people. So the distractions, it's like about how to be able to break free from the distractions, having the
Mm-hmm.
laser beam focused when you need to have the laser beam focused, and being able to
Right.
let go of that and
Mm-hmm.
and shift that when the priorities shift. This is why we talk about
Yeah.
harmony, because
Mm-hmm.
harmony, a lot of times when we think balance, and that's the one thing I remember I used to crave and pray for,
Oh,
Lord, give me
sure.
balance, right? Well, the thing is,
Mm-hmm.
it makes it feel like our life and our work are equal, and they have
Mm-hmm.
to be equal, but they're never equal. So the harmony part is, okay, something happens, how can I pivot? Right? Like you
Mm-hmm.
talked about a lot of times we're in the do. The do
Yeah,
is the automatic programming of what we're
that's
thinking we have
right.
to work harder. But it
Mm-hmm.
really is the being. When we step into the being, the core of who we are, then it makes everything that we're doing much more easier and effortless. And
Mm-hmm.
having becomes this natural byproduct where it's
Right.
not this on the grind, go, go, go. It's like, oh my gosh, I get to be. Instead of having 100 things on your to-do list, you have like
Mm-hmm.
five amazing things. It's going to be so much more
Yeah.
reciprocal for you as
Mm-hmm.
compared to the 100 things that you're doing. And the end of the day, there's like more energy as compared to, oh my gosh, I'm
Yeah.
exhausted.
And I need to sleep. I need to take a nap because
Yes.
that's my jam. I am one of those people. I stay in do mode a lot of the times, but I'm in do mode. It's more compartmentalized for me. When I'm doing, I am doing, and I'm doing big. But when I'm done, I'm sleep. You know what I mean? Just
Right.
I don't, it's up or down for me. It is what it is. Dr. Heather, there's so much amazing information in what you've given. If somebody wanted to reach out to you or continue this conversation, where's the best place for them to reach you?
The best place for them to reach me is on my website, anotherlevelliving.com. That's anotherlevelliving.com. And I have a free gift there on 7 secrets to more business and life harmony so you can expand and enhance your time, money, and emotional freedom. Amazing, great resource. And that connects you to social media and all the places I am. Feel free to send us an email. I'm here to be of service because the message is entrepreneurship is not supposed to be hard. It's not supposed to be
Ah,
complicated. We overcomplicate it by what's going on. And we can either be like the speedboat where we're doing, doing,
mhm.
doing, or being like the raft where we're blown away off to sea. But the goal is to be the sailboat where there's
Woo.
direction, you're working with the wind, there's a beautiful energy, you're co-creating with God. Like
Mm,
that's the expansion
so
where there's
good.
only abundance, and even through the challenging storms, there's trust
Mhm.
that you're going to get to your destination.
Wow. I don't know about y'all, but I'm going out there to get these 7 secrets, and then I'm gonna talk to her later, and there's so much I need help with. Don't worry, y'all. If you did not get her contact information, everything is going to be in the description below. And don't forget, subscribe to this YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, and follow us on Instagram. There's a lot of fun stuff going on out there. Dr. Heather, my friend, before I let you go, we got to play a game.
Okay.
So this game is called This or That. It's pretty simple. I'm going to give you the choice of a couple of things, and you just tell me which one you like the best. And it's not Jeopardy. You know all the answers, okay? Are you
Okay.
ready to play, Dr. Heather?
I'm so ready to play.
All right, let's do this. All right. Grits or oatmeal?
Oatmeal.
Flowers or plants?
Flowers.
Oh, McDonald's or Burger King?
Like my unconscious mind was like neither, but I'll pick McDonald's. They have
Okay.
great coffee.
And you can say neither. It's okay. It's your game. Android or iPhone?
iPhone.
Ah, coffee or tea for you?
Tea.
All right. Yellow light, speed up or slow down?
Depends on where I'm at. But yeah, I'm feeling like speed up.
See, I appreciate that so much. Do it yourself or hire a professional.
Hire a professional.
Me too. I am not, it depends on what it is for me. I don't know. And so this was good. Fight, flight, or freeze.
Flight.
Really? I don't know why I would think that you would stand your ground, girl. I really would. I thought
Well,
that.
no, that was so good. It was interesting because I was thinking about it
Hmm.
from even the PTSD like perspective, usually it's like fight, flight, or freeze. But
Hmm.
there's a beautiful thing about fleeing. It's like that letting go, not just
Wow.
not destroying or disconnecting, but continuing to soar even
Mhm.
when it's challenging. So still be
That's
able to
good.
go back there and dig with it, resolve it. But
Mhm.
what that is teaching you is another level of being.
That's so good. And finally, Dr. Heather, what is the best advice you have ever given?
This is a good one. So it's actually a quote from someone else. The cave that you fear to enter holds the treasure that you seek. So the cave that you fear to enter holds the treasure that you